All right, so this match review comes to us from Thewalkyboi, who has 151 hours. So very, very fresh, very, very fresh to the game. Hasn't even hit that 200-hour mark. So a lot of the things you're gonna do and mess up are probably just gonna be because, well, you're fairly new. So I would first piece of advice, cut yourself some slack if you're not able to do a lot of things you see Twitch streamers and other people do, because you're still new. So a lot of that comes with experience. Also, playing Knight. Knight is a character that can be a little bit more complicated, even for people that are a little bit more seasoned in the game. There's a lot of like macro game to how he plays. There's also a lot of stupidness to his game of like, you know, forcing people to lose situations, but there's also a lot of macro game to him. So like, you know, I wouldn't be too hard on yourself. Anyways, let's take a look at your add-ons, your perks. See what corn we're on. We're on a Fracture Cowshed, which, you know, before the update, I'd be like, oh no, I would be really worried. But this map is not as terrible as it used to be, but people have over-exaggerated how much it's nerfed. It's still pretty good for Survivor, but there's just a lot more dead zones. So it's more like, Fracture Cowshed used to be like a top 5 map in the game for Survivor. Now it's just kind of decently good for them, and not like over egregiously so. So, yeah. Okay, so you're using good add-ons. These are good add-ons. These are good. So nothing to write home about there. Your build is good. Yeah, like once you level up these perks, this is a great build. You kick really fast with Brutal. You apply Pop with it. Nowhere to hide if anybody's around. Corrupt to kind of like, you know, buy some time for you to kind of like learn the character and play. Like this, literally perfect build. Like, wouldn't change a thing. Just obviously just level them up all the way. But yeah, wouldn't change a thing. Great add-ons, great build. Good job. Let's see how you put it to use. You just have somebody hurt. Somebody heard the Night Terrorist and just said, I'm done. I'm good. You know what? Mood. Wow, she vaults into that. That's crazy. See what they saw was the Night? Yep. Okay, keeping him on the T-wall. That's smart. Yep, there you go. Not letting him have the longbow vault. I'm noticing you're not... So far, you're not using your Knights in Chase at all. I would start doing that. I know it's Carnifex, so he's not as good, but even just putting a Knight down in Chase adds pressure. So, keep that in mind. Am I gonna bot though? No, bots are perfect. Bots are amazing loopers. They never make any mistakes. No, bots? Yeah, bots are OP. You remember when bots first came out? People were saying that? People still say that too, which is really funny. They're like, bots are amazing. Bots are just god loopers. Like, what in the f? Okay, so right now, I'm gonna tell you, you have Pop ready. Somebody who ran away that you don't know where they are. If only you had 2 perks you could apply at this exact moment to solve both of those situations, to both slow down the gen and give you an idea of where that guy went. Oh, that's right, you do. You didn't kick the gen for some reason. Don't let your perks go to waste. Don't let your perks go to waste. You don't need to look away to avoid a flashlight. You just need to look up or down. Preferably up. Don't need to look down. Good job catching this person on the gen. You're unfortunately a little too late. There you go. See? Now she's pushed away from the loop and she loses for free. If we don't have that 8 earlier, that chase would have ended much quicker. Much quicker. Exactly. Good. Do that, but more. Do that, but more often. Now, you know main building gen is being worked on. So I wonder if you go there. You should, because you're aware that that gen is being pressured. Once again, you're letting your pop go to waste. Half of your build has to do with, realistically, all of your build besides corrupt has to do with kicking gens, which is funny because we were just talking about dry kicking being bad. This is where I'm talking about the flip side. This is where kicking gens is good because you have nowhere to hide, which is an info perk, and a slowdown, all based around kicking, and you have brutal, so it's not even that much of a time investment. This is where you do want to be kicking gens, and you're not. You're just kind of letting this timer on pop run out every single time. You're letting that perk go to waste, and it's one of the best slowdown perks in the game, and you're just kind of going, I don't need it. Then why bring it? Good question. Why bring it if you're not going to use it? I don't know. I don't know. I thought you were going to kick with Assassin. I was like, wait a minute. Yeah, because now he has to leave the tile. No. Homie took a hit for his friend. What a pog teammate. That's a good guy right there. That's a homie. He looked he looked at the game and was like, "Get down, Mr. President!" But you have double assassin, so you can just do it again. That's a homie right there. Please use your pop this time. Oh, you saw somebody on the gen. Deliver your pop. Deliver the pop. The gen's almost done. The gen's almost done. Pop the gen. Pop the gen. Pop the gen. Thank God. If you didn't pop that gen, I was just gonna, like, lose my mind. You can't mind game bots. You can't mind game bots. Don't get too attached to doing that. That's just what they do. They yeah, you gotta... It doesn't behave like a human once the DC happens. It's essentially just gonna, like, hug whatever object it is. So don't get too attached to mind gaming them. Don't get too attached to doing that. Because, like, in an all-wall T-wall, it's weak enough to where you can get away with some stuff, like you kind of did. But, like, at a jungle jam, that's not gonna happen. They're just gonna loop you. But once you understand that one, like a bot's mind is just route to the nearest resource, whether that be a vault or a pallet, then it makes a lot more sense. Good job on hearing that. I also would have hit the dead hard there, because, you know, you kind of saw him out of nowhere. But good job even hearing him there. That's good awareness. Pop that gen. Pop that gen. Pop it, pop it, pop it, pop it, pop it. Pop it, pop it. Thank you. You're doing it now. You were doing it before, and I'm not sure why. You have brutal. I would just kick that. You have brutal strength. I would just get that out of the way really quick. Okay, your pathing was kind of messy there. You were trying to, like, mind game him. That is a god pallet. Whenever there's a pallet that has, like, a whole building around it, or it's super long walls on each side, that's a god pallet. Meaning, essentially, there's no easy way to circumvent that, so you should just kick it. And especially with brutal strength, you should definitely just kick that. Or if you're lazy, send a guard to go do it. If you want to be really sweaty there, you could have sent a guard to go pressure him, so you at least had to run or get deep wounds. Okay. Doesn't really matter that much. Once again, look up or down to avoid flashlights. Don't look side to side. That time you knew he had dead hard and you didn't wait. That's your fault. That one's on you. That one you knew he had it and you just swung anyway. Okay. I would say you start looking at getting somebody dead, but you're kind of been doing that. You're doing a good job at doing that, so... He's gonna try to get... he should have got the banner there. He played that wrong. If he got banner, he wins that. But he just left tile for no reason. Yeah, Isaac, they haven't been doing that. that person specifically. Wow, he DC'd. He's specifically using his flashlight just to like be a memer. He hasn't actually used it for anything at all. Yeah, like I said, I'm like, usually it's the part where I tell people you need somebody dead, but like you were, so and yeah, see, he loses that. If you actually want to do this without falling, you have to literally put your face like right against it. Like you have to put your like this is the wall. This is the wall for that. You gotta be literally like rubbing your head against it, and then you don't fall. You actually land on the hay bale. That's how you do that. Isn't this character fun and interactive? Very fun to face on Survivor. You lose for free. For free? Free L, even though I didn't loop wrong? Wow. Yeah, now you're starting to use your guards in chase. You weren't doing that for like the first like 3 gens, and that's kind of why you're in this position, because you were essentially 115 man with sword for most of this this match. Once you actually started using your power, like you weren't fine. And you also weren't using your pop for like no reason. When you started using your pop, you started winning. Crazy, huh? Crazy when you started doing the things I was talking about, you started winning. Whoa. Wow. Okay. Well, we have an interesting choice. With nowhere to hide, it might work out, but yeah. It's interesting. I would have just chased that person. Yeah, I would have perhaps just chased that person. That was a gamble. If somebody was there, it would have worked out, but... it didn't, so... Oh, you see somebody there. Nah, I mean, that's what they did at the very beginning of this match. Ada heard the terrors, was like, I'm good. You're just trying to double kick that gen. You're just trying to double kick that gen. Why aren't you chasing? Why are you playing like Skull Merchant all of a sudden? I will say starting a chase with a Meg here is, keep in mind you haven't hooked her at all, so. May not work out in your favor. If it's a quick chase, it doesn't matter. Quick chase, you get another use of your pop, which is great. But if you, you don't down her quickly like you didn't, you kind of just like broke a pallet and got confused. Then yeah. You should have either committed to her or not at all. Doing, neither was not the option. Yeah, you gotta commit to somebody here. You gotta do something. Quit doing nothing. Stop it! Well, stop it implies you're doing something. Do something. Yeah, you need to start actually, like, chasing people. The gens will eventually get done if you just choose to do nothing. Even if you have perks. You need to chase. Oh, she's a fixated gamer. Sorry, self-aware. Self-aware. Stranger Things owns the rights to certain perks. Please don't. I was say, if you disembark and chase just to get value there, I would be so mad at you. They got a fairly weak spawn on this map. 2 LLT walls over there. That is not very beneficial to them. Everybody else's, like, think that Knight's chase name kind of gives them a headache. It gives me a headache. It's like they had, like, a little bit of an era there in DBD where just, like, all the chase teams were just, like 1 or 2 notes on repeat for a long time. You get, Green, Tech, DC? I mean, DMs? Tech, Washington, DC? I know that's a joke. Oops, sorry. Didn't mean to pause that. Discord, I know. No. Oh no. I'm being silly on purpose. I'm being a silly guy in a silly world. I'm being a goober, okay. Hope you've been doing well, Grace. It's good to see you, though. Hey, Try, how's it going? How are you, homie? How's your night treating you? Ah, night. Morning, night. You were in such a good spot. You had somebody dead at 2 gens, and you're throwing it because you're trying to defend gens way too much. You don't get any slowdown anymore out of your build until you down somebody with Pop Goes the Weasel. But you're spending so much time trying to find someone and defend all the gens that you're doing nothing. You're trying to do too much at once, and now you're doing nothing at all. And you're gonna like throw this match being too indecisive. You need to commit to a chase and put somebody down and just keep applying your pop. Because you're not gonna be able, not even as Knight, to defend all of these gens across the map, though. Like, it's just not possible. You need to just commit and try to have a quick chase. Because right now you're just kind of like panicking and not doing anything. And that's why you're in a rough spot right now. You killed somebody fairly early in the game. You shouldn't be in a stressful situation. You should not be, like, feeling the pressure right now. They should be feeling the pressure from you. And the fact that that's the opposite of what's happening is not good. Yo, Dwight, thank you so much for the follow, friend. I very much appreciate that. Hopefully you're doing well today. On this fine Monday. There you go. Boil over. That's toxic. I don't know what it makes showing up behind you. That's an easy next chase. You saw her. Why are you looking around? She's literally, but she's right there. Why is she giving up? They're literally at 1 gen. Why are they giving up? Why? Huh? Why are they giving up? They were literally on the last gen. And the last gen was far away, so like they could have gone far off and got that finished. Okay. Yeah, that gen almost got done. Yeah, that gen was almost done. Gave up. Giving the bot a chance for hatch. That's very nice of them. Nope, didn't get it. Okay. So you end up and chase the bot. Get the bot. Okay. Honestly, you ended up pulling this out, but you shouldn't have. You really shouldn't have. And I don't mean that to be disrespectful at all. Like, you really shouldn't have. And we're gonna talk about that with your main takeaways here. Your first and your biggest main takeaway, which is the thing that puts you in such a stressful situation where you barely pulled this out, is you got really just panicked at the end there and decided to just start doing nothing. Like, in your mind, you'll probably do something because you're running around and like kicking all the gens and checking them when they were to hide. But in terms of like pressure that you're applying to the map, you just kind of stopped. Like, you had somebody dead at 2 generators. You should have had them like, you know, biting their nails and freaking out. You should have had them like you had so much pressure on them. They should have been fearing you. But then you just started fearing them. And fearing the gens getting done, and you stopped chasing. And when you stopped chasing, they just kind of started hiding outside of your nowhere to hide range. And then doing the gens anyway. And they almost beat you, and they should have, because like there was no reason you should have had that much pressure and given it up like that. I don't know why you just randomly got super scared of the gens getting done, because it was almost kind of like a self-fulfilling prophecy. Like, you were so scared of the gens getting done that gens did start getting done, which was like the whole reason gens weren't getting done is because you were actually chasing people and applying your pop. But then you stopped doing the thing that stopped the gens from getting done and started panicking and trying to patrol the whole map at the same time. You should have committed to a plan. You should have committed to an action instead of just like trying to patrol the whole map. Only character you can really do that with is Skull Merchant. So don't do that. Your second takeaway is use your guards and chase. You started doing this around the middle of the match and then just kind of stopped. Like, you didn't do it at the beginning, and then you stopped doing it near the end, and then you started doing it at the end again. Like, use your guards and chase. When you used your guards and chase, you forced people into lose-lose situations, into 50-50s. And, unless they, like, screw up or if happen to have a tile to go to, they lose. And when you were doing that, you were getting a lot of value, you're getting a lot of pop, and it was great. But you just, like, didn't feel confident in it. You didn't do it for, like, the whole start of the match, which is why they had a lot of pressure on you initially. And then you started doing it, and you started getting a lot of value. And then you stopped. And then you started doing it again, and suddenly things started going your way again. Do that consistently. Do that consistently. It's your character's power. Without it, you're a 115 man with sword. So, use your power. Finally, use your perks. You brought pop, which is one of the best slowdowns in the game. And I cannot tell you how many times I watched that timer, that duration it has where you're allowed to use it, go all the way down, run all the way down, run all the way down. That hurt. That is gen regression you're leaving on the table. That is gen regression you're leaving on the table. That is pressure that you are just not taking advantage of. So once again, like I said, like with the chase thing, you started doing it in the middle of the match and voila, crazy. You started winning, right? Now that you were actually taking advantage of your perks. But just letting that timer run down over and over and over, like, that was bad. Get value out of your perks. Get value out of your perks.